Iron Trance, Mogwai here, and I got a Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. My body is ready for the dislikes and the angry comments asking why this is not MTG, though I do know that's a vocal minority, and I'm aware that the majority of you actually see this coming. I've been mentioning this game ever since the early access beta event happened, and I have been teasing it and talking about how excited I am for the open beta release since then, and we're finally here, and I have been so addicted. I'm not even going to admit how many hours I've been playing because I forgot to sleep even, and I'm just very excited to share this video with you guys because I'm going to show you my first deck that I've been climbing ranked with, a very powerful deck at that. And I don't know, I'm excited to start producing this content. If you guys want me to do a bit of a beginner guide for Runeterra, explaining the basic mechanics and how the game works and all that, I could do that. I don't think it's actually necessary from my perspective because I think there's quite a bit of that in the YouTube platform already. But if you guys want it specifically here and want me to have a beginner sort of guide in that sense, I can definitely provide, if that's what you want. Regardless, the format will be as usual. I'll be doing the deck tech at the beginning of the video, and then I'll feature some gameplay with the deck to showcase it in action. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm going to be making a video on the economy system as well, because I believe this game is history in the making for the genre. As a card game fanatic, we've grown accustomed to the economy model that the vast majority of card games follow, and that a lot of people like to label as pay to win, and to a certain extent, rightfully so. So this game is challenging all that, and is actually just, I played this, the first 10 hours, I already had the deck that I'm going to show you guys by basically completing the tutorial and playing a couple of expeditions. And I had all the cards for a deck, which is just crazy because we're talking about a full complete deck, right? You can obtain the cards here by just playing the game, and that is just crazy. The fact that they're just challenging that model and taking this approach is something that I definitely want to dive into deeper in a video of its own, because I think it's groundbreaking and it's going to really shake things up with the competitors, and that includes all card games, at least on digital platforms. And I'm just very excited for it because I think it's about time. We saw some change in that sense, and I think this sort of game will definitely be we'll be having a lot of more people who are not really too familiar with the card game genre jump into it and give it a shot because it's more accessible now, and I'm personally very excited for that. But without further ado, let's talk about today's deck. Today's deck is called Undying Aristocrats. It's a deck built around Shadow Isles and a little bit of Frayed. So this is my first take at a competitive deck. It's one that I planned on building. I already had an idea how to build it before the open beta was out, as I did experiment with a lot of these cards prior. And the basic idea with this deck is that it's built around the Undying, a 3-mana 2/2 that can block with a Last Breath ability that says, revive me at the start of round and grant me +1/+1 for each time I've died. So, barring very few exceptions like Purify and another creature from Demacia, there's no real way in the card pool to actually deal with the Undying. And what I mean by that is that there's no way to shut it down and stop doing what it's doing, and that is coming back every turn. Once you play this thing, the name is pretty fitting. It doesn't die. It comes back at the beginning of every round. It can't block, which is a massive deal. Otherwise, this card would be downright broken. It would be broken, obviously. But from an offensive perspective, this recursive threat is incredibly threatening, especially towards control matchups. There's quite a few control decks running around. A lot of them are actually Shadow Isles and Frayed, with a lot of reactive cards, AoE spells, and all that stuff. And they can't deal with this because even if they kill it, it just comes back and again and again and again, and it gets bigger every time. That's a key. It grows +1/+1 every time it comes back. So from 2/2 to 3/3 to 4/4, and that is what we're trying to build around here. We have a control sort of deck. This is a deck with a lot of reactive tools such as Black Spear, Bile Feast, really good early game removal with AoE spells such as Avalanche, fantastic, and Withering Will, which also heals us as well. And even high-end removal such as Vengeance and, of course, Ruination as a 2-of. The reason why we're playing 2 Ruinations is because we benefit from killing our own units because, as the name of the deck suggests, Undying Aristocrats, it's an aristocrat-themed deck. In case you're not from MTG, It's an archetype in MTG that centers around self-sacrifice, you know, benefiting from sacrificing your own creatures. And that's what we're doing. We have a lot of last breath effects. And that means effects that trigger when the creatures die. Not only the Undying, but also the Curse Keeper. And then the likes of Hapless Aristocrat and Avrosen Sentry always do something good when they go down. So we have a lot of ways to sacrifice these creatures with stuff like Ravenous Butcher, which combos really well with Curse Keeper. I think a lot of you who are watching have already seen these two cards together and how crazy they can be on turn 2 when you sacrifice the Curse Keeper and then get an Escaped Abomination and a 3/2 on the body as well. So the idea is simple. Sack our own stuff. Drop, you know, Big Pigs and Croco Boys, 4 mana, 7/7. Those of you who are watching from Hearthstone probably know how good that can be, as we are at the same time pumping up our Undying, triggering our death effects, and getting some really strong value out of these, you know, combos. As we are also reacting to the opponent, we have a lot of really good resources to just wipe out their board or deal with specific threats. And then once we've sacked enough stuff and, you know, a lot of stuff has died basically, and the Undying can keep coming back, then we drop what I like to call Thick Goat, aka They Who Endure, a 6 mana 1/1 with Overwhelm at first, but then when you actually read into the text, this thing gets big as hell, which is why we're playing 3 copies of it. This can be just like a 10/10 super easily, and even bigger. Like my record is a 24/24 They Who Endure, because every time an ally dies in a game, this gets buffed +1/+1. So obviously with all these self-sacrificing effects, and with the inherent nature flow of the game, in which we're trading with the opponent and losing creatures there as well, we're able to pump this up to obscene levels. And because of Overwhelm, which is an amazing ability in Legends of Runeterra, even better than Trample in Magic, because you can only block one creature with one creature, we can easily close out the game with these, even like in a surprise factor sort of way. Even if my opponent has like a swarmy board and they seem to be overwhelming us, all we need is one very big go to just overwhelm them, quite literally. And we also have Rasa, because Rasa, I think, is one of the best, if not the best card in the game. Really strong, very easy to enable, and very strong kill effect that also leads a very scary body with really good stats to finish off the game as well. And that's basically the deck list right there. I put a lot of thought into this and tweaked it quite a bit, and it's been performing extremely well. I climbed all the way to... I basically climbed all the way to Silver, I believe. Yeah, Silver, rank 4, something like that, with this deck. And then I switched stuff off to other things, but I figured this would be the first deck that I showed because it was the first that I played, and it felt really solid, honestly. Good against control decks, good tools to survive against more fast-paced decks, and overall a very fun, highly synergistic build that will be the focus of today's video. So hopefully you guys enjoy the games that I got for you. Let me know what you think about, you know, what is my first open beta Runeterra video. For those of you who are new to the channel checking this out, I do intend on uploading Runeterra content regularly for the time being. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. So have a whole day, enjoy the games, and I'll see you tomorrow. Deny is overrated? I disagree. I disagree. I think people who say that are trying to be edgy, because Deny is one of the best cards in the game. Oh, it's T-Hex. Can I touch him? No? I got my frog anyways.
Where's my axe?
Alright, so pretty aggressive deck. We do have Avalanche though, so we'll be taking a few hits early on. But like I said, I think Deny is amazing. I think your play pattern, the fact that one card makes it so that your play pattern against a specific faction is completely different than any other matchup speaks for itself.
Nothing escapes my watch.
He should have attacked, I think, there.
Explosives primed.
Holy mother of aggro.
Okay, ready.
This'll shake them.
Look out for reavers. They got past me.
Look at all you edgelords here. I was thinking about going for Avalanche now. I'm really thinking here, because I don't think Avalanche is worth it here. Because I can actually set up a good line of defense.
For the hand!
I'm gonna attack with this, get the 4 damage on him. We want to set up the Undying, but we also gotta make sure we don't take too much damage. We are facing an aggro deck after all. So yeah, like I was saying, deny changes the play patterns. What I mean by this is the fact that my opponent's playing Ionia completely changes a lot of the decisions that I make in this game. Why? Because I always have to keep in mind the possibility of one of my big spells just being flat out countered for 3 mana. And that's huge. Especially with plays like Vengeance and Ruination. That's massive. Absolutely massive. So to say that that card is overrated is just... Honestly, it's a bad take. Because it's not. It's not overrated at all. It's a fantastic card. It's amazing. And the fact that only Ionia has it is something that, you know, hopefully upcoming expansions will fix.
Not here, the shrouded path.
Booyah. We will still block that 5-2, by the way.
You won't get past me.
Okay, I was not expecting that.
Cut him down.
What about our... I'm gonna block here. I'm gonna prevent damage. He stuns this, which is confusing. I'm gonna go ahead and play the They Who Endure. Surprised why didn't he stun the other thing? It's an A8, 6 mana A8. That's good enough for the scenario. Like, I just need to stay alive here.
Courage masks the heart from fear.
All right. Big hit incoming.
I'll do better this time.
The balance wills it.
We definitely just want to mitigate the damage as much as possible. So hitting here, and knocking this out is the best approach. So blocking here, and then we're gonna take a total of 7 damage, dropping down to 8. But this enables us to clear that.
Can you still rise?
Let's attack now. Before he has a chance to drop a solid blocker for this, I want to get my damage in. He's opting to chump block a bit, which is nice for us.
Whose fall will mark my passage?
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. But he needs so much more than that. Okay, we drew a vengeance anyways. But the idea is he needs like 4 more damage after that. So unless he has like the noxious.
Finally!
Okay, there we go. We drop Croco Boy here.
Nothing can stop me.
And somebody's just going face.
Now you're talking!
You'll do.
The only risk with this, because I want to kill him next turn. The only legit risk is my opponent drawing into like a deal 1 damage to anything. So I'm just gonna do this. We go down to 1, and this way we enable lethal. Like, he has to top deck some really crazy shit here. Like, instant speed. I just forgot about my... I forgot about my Undyings. That was totally unnecessary then. That was... I forgot about them. Pro plays. Oh, God. Alright, this is the matchup I want. This is the matchup I want to see. Alright, let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. We're gonna keep the Ravenous Butcher. I like seeing that Black Spear there. Because the Ravenous Butcher can enable stuff like Black Spear, which is our main answer for LOEs.
Come closer. I don't bite.
I can threaten him with the blocker here.
You won't suffer long.
We're gonna go with this block. That way we get a nice clean hit on him next turn. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm still gonna attack.
If they're out there,
I'll spot him.
playtime, boys. Look out for Reavers. Fight the signal fires. Words move hearts and armies. Our allies did not fall in vain.
Arigato gozaimasu!
Keep on keeping on, card boy.
Slagoon, thank you, man. Okay.
Be strong. These are dark times.
Anguish.
All right.
What's that noise?
Maybe I should have gone for the Ruination earlier.
No place for the kind anymore. Trimming her claws.
Our ancestors are watching!
I can still top deck a health gain. Yeah, like I basically need a Withering Whale. Really need a Withering Whale. Yeah, against good players, Ruination can just be quite the liability actually. Yeah, I basically need to top deck Withering Whale. It's either Withering Whale or we're dead. Oh! Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! All part of my calculations. How big are you? You're pretty fucking thick.
That egg. Did it move?
Oh! 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 Skill, baby. Skill at drawing cards. Got him good. Oh my fucking... Alright, this could be a control matchup, which means we're going to be dropping Crocolith, you, and you. We'll be keeping the Butcher. Not really ideal draws, but what are you gonna do? Not a Smurf, we're good. Yeah. Definitely not a Smurf. I believe him. Hey, Tickle Tail, welcome, buddy. It's been going well. I love playing this this Shadow Owls deck. All right, let's pass here. You need a bigger screen and close to chest, higher table. You're probably right with the higher table. I definitely don't need a bigger screen. I have really big monitors.
They're out there.
I'll spot him. We prevent them from attacking, which is nice. Okay. I'm gonna play the Cursed Keeper, and I'm gonna see if my opponent plays a little bit more into this table. Okay, we're gonna attack with you. I should have attacked with the spider as well. Baby, do you hear the door? Okay, give me a second. All right. Girlfriend forgot to take her keys. Let's see. Posture, Mego, posture. I could. No, I don't see a reason to sack this just yet. No, this is fine. Man, this game is so fun. This game is legit very fun.
Up there in the mountains.
This game is amazing. Let's think.
In Avarosa's name.
Perfect. Honestly, I really like money.
Settle an argument for me here. Is Ionia a dead faction without an eye? I say no, obviously not. But some people think it is. Also, show boobs.
That's why you watch me, huh? Ain't nobody got time for that. We're gonna deny the card draw.
Light the signal fires.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. So, thank you, dude, and, okay, give me a second. What if I mean, he's definitely found the big unit. Where's it Rasa, what he searched for? He's probably Rasa, right? So I could apply some pressure here.
A chill in the air.
Maybe, I think I should have attacked directly. Because I can't commit too much. This is clearly a control deck. So I can't play into Ruination. I definitely should have attacked for 4 damage there. That was my mistake. That was a misplay. Because I need to start piling up the damage on him. That four hit would have been great. Like I was getting too greedy. Like like my thought process was let me go Butcher into this and just attack him with everything. It's like, come on. No. Like, because I played into a Ruination and he just board wipes me. That was dumb. Instead of, like, I missed out on 3 damage basically. He would be at 15, and you know, every ounce of damage matters. So definitely a mistake. We're not playing too much into Ruination. We're floating this mana. I could have played the Aristocrat though to block this. Keeping this as an anti-Rasa tool is also very important because we know he searched for Rasa with that. Alright, we missed out on 3 damage, not much we could do about it. What's done is done.
What's that noise? That egg, did it move?
Stay back. Save the homestead.
I know I could have pinged him earlier, but I wanted to attack before he played anything else that could legitimately block my 4/4 here. My escaped abomination. Here's the guy. Okay. The full story. That's some pretty art, man. Interesting.
Lady Elise, where are you?
There's my Undying. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is the card that's gonna make the difference here. Arigato gozaimasu! Beefy Travioli! Thank you for the sub! He just reminded me that I got a posture.
Please, I have connections!
With the Undying, we have a resource that just won't, you know, will never go. We're gonna keep holding on to the They Who Endure, because we're ready for this to be a dragged out game. Because this is definitely a control deck, and I know how this deck plays. The idea is the Undying will overwhelm them, unless they have some sort of win condition that I'm not aware of.
Will no one listen?
Yeah, more Rasa.
Heed my words.
I gotta play around Rasa, because we know he has in his hand we know there are 2 Rasas, 2 Rasas and 5 more cards. So Hapless Aristocrat is a great way to play around that, which means we're not going to be engaging with this card at all. We're just gonna keep it as bait, or you know, as bait. Though right now I don't know if it makes much sense, because if he does play Rasa.
What's that noise?
Okay. What about They Who Endure now? Requires an answer out of him. We're not at Ruination. Like, he can't apply Ruination right now, and it enables us to apply some good pressure here. I think that's a good timing. He has 2 Rasas in hand, 100%. Or it could be She Who Wonders, but I don't think people are playing that card anymore.
Not and ready.
I'm gonna remove his blockers. We're going for the kill. All right.
Coming in hot.
Interesting. Was not expecting this thing.
Sure about that? Worthy end.
He's low. Rasa doesn't do shit to me right now. Whatever he does here, if he does anything to set up a Rasa, I will play my sentry. Okay.
Can see the Devastian border from here.
We have to wait for him to give us an opening, basically. We can't drop this They Who Endure until he gives us the opening. The Undying just representing lethal right now, which means he has to do something about this board. And Ruination won't do it. Ruination won't deal with the Undying. That's why this card is so fucking good against control players. It just destroys them. Single-handedly destroys them. There's Rasa. See, I told you. I fucking told you he was there.
Nothing escapes my watch.
All right. Time to go in. Onwards! Sons of Nilfgaard! And goats! Big, big goats. We won, buddy! Booyah. Fuck yeah.